there are going to be many occasions where you are invited to somebody's house, whether it's for a friend gathering, perhaps a date. And a lot of people, including men, will take a house gathering or a house date as a way to get a little bit lazy compared to going out for dinner or going out to a bar for a drink. However, with these house dates or house gatherings, you shouldn't allow your standards to slip. So these are 6 things that every man should do, whether they're on a house date or a house gathering with friends. First thing a man does upon going to somebody's house for a gathering or a date is they will bring a gift for the host. Now, this doesn't have to be an expensive gift, it really is just the thought that counts. However, try and make the gift somewhat appropriate to the person or the occasion. If I'm going to a house gathering with friends to watch sports, I'll maybe bring some beers. However, if I'm going round to a girl's house to have dinner, then I'm going to bring something like a bottle of wine, maybe some chocolates. Now, I know some of you are thinking, wow, that's really corny for a date. You know, chocolates and wine. You know what? The classics are the classics, and I don't care who you are. It's a classic and everyone appreciates it. So make sure you bring a little something to a gathering or a date. Don't be the guy that turns up at a friend's gathering to say watch football and you don't bring anything to the party and you're the first person to sit down and grab a beer from someone else's pack. Whether it's a date or a gathering, you're putting your best foot forward by bringing a gift. Especially if you're going to a gathering that maybe you don't know some of the people or you don't know any of the people. It's a great icebreaker because before you even opened your mouth, people see you have brought a gift to the party or for the host. Immediately, that puts you in a good light. Now, the next tip is mainly for going out, but also for going to somebody's house as well, is if you are having food, wait for everyone else to get their meal first. There's nothing worse than being the person that gets their food last while everyone else is eating and enjoying themselves. And at the tail end of it, when they're finished eating, you're still eating, they're having a chat conversation, they're enjoying themselves, and you're sitting there still eating your food. So don't put anyone else in that situation. If you get your food first, just wait, unless instructed by the host to start. Perhaps the host is purposely having their food last to make sure that everyone else gets fed. So unless instructed, make sure that you wait and allow others' meals to appear before you start digging in. Next tip is for the gathering that hasn't even started yet. Now, say you have a group of friends and you hear that there is a gathering at someone's house. You haven't heard about it, but you hear about it through a friend and you ask, hey, mind if I come along? Do not invite yourself to a gathering or a party. There could be a legitimate reason why you were not invited. Perhaps their house or their flat is too small to have so many people. Perhaps there's a couple of people that are going that you don't mix with and the host has seen that, and to save you, they've not invited you. Perhaps they're going to watch hockey and the host knows that you don't like hockey, so they didn't invite you. Not being invited somewhere doesn't mean that you are disliked and you're being thrown out of your friend group. But the worst thing you can do, and the way to make everyone else uncomfortable, is to turn up to a gathering or a party that you weren't invited to. So if you find out about a gathering that's going on, you weren't invited, try and look at the best case scenario and the reasons why you perhaps weren't invited. They were probably because it was a good idea not to go. Tip number 4 when going to someone's house for a gathering or a date is ask, would you like me to take my shoes off? This is a very simple request. Quite often it's, no, don't worry about it. Sometimes it's, yes, if you could, we have a shoe rack just in the hallway there. Just ask, it's very polite, especially if you've got dirty shoes. I don't know why you've got dirty shoes if you're going to a party or a gathering or a date. However, you've brought those shoes from outside and the host might want to keep their brand new carpets clean. So make sure to at least ask what their preference is when it comes to shoes in the house. When you're going to a gathering or a party, you're doing these things because you want to, 1, enjoy yourself, and 2, you want to build upon your current relationships and friendships and perhaps even gain some more with people you don't know. One of the best things to do that when you're doing the traditional cheers with glasses is to make sure to have a little bit of eye contact. Nothing says I don't want to talk to you or I don't want to be here more than going for cheers and someone is looking away from you. So the best way to give good vibes when you're meeting that new person, or it's someone you already know, make sure you have your glass. Cheers. Just a look, smile, nod, cheers, look away. It doesn't have to be for, you don't have to stare at them. You have to accept the cheers. Cheers. And back to whatever you were doing, or start chatting to them. This will go a long way when it comes to building upon new relationships or even maintaining the ones you have. And lastly, make sure you dress appropriately for the gathering or date you're going to. If you're going to a gathering with friends and it's super casual and they're watching sports or something, a pair of jeans with a collared shirt, even a polo shirt is fine. However, if you're going on a date with a girl that you want to impress and you want to have a nice time with, you want to put your best foot forward and wear some kind of chinos, a collared shirt, maybe not a jacket as such, but definitely a collared shirt. What you don't want to do is read the situation and severely underdress or overdress. Always dress one level up of the occasion. So don't turn up to your date in a tuxedo, and at the same time, don't turn up to your friends in your pajamas. Dressing well is about dressing for the occasion +1, not dressing up. Dressing up too much can be seen as just as bad as completely underdressing. So make sure you dress to the occasion +1 level and you'll get along just fine. So I hope those tips help you out on your next date or your next gathering. Until then, I'll see you in the next video.